All right, so hopefully you are on your mat, sitting with your legs crossed and ready to start. Okay, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your sternum chest up. Close your eyes for a few moments. So this is a really wonderful way to find that inner space. So remember, when you practice yoga, yes, we need to keep everything mobile, but by doing that, it touches our senses on a very deep level. So lifting up through the center of the spine, pin your shoulders back, close your eyes. And just take a couple of deeper breaths. And as you do so, try not to force the breath, but be sure that there is this opening of the ribs and releasing. So you want to just observe that action. After you inhale, then let the breath release and just let the ribs recoil again. And we start again. Okay, and now slowly bow your heads. Just be in this position, letting your eyes soften. And now taking the back of the neck in line with the spine and opening your eyes. Okay, well done. All right, so we're going to start today's practice with using... We didn't say much about the straight leg. So I want you to come into Dandasana again. Extend, lift up. So this time I want you to be sure that when you bend this left leg, this right leg is active. Now you can activate the leg by flexing your foot, spreading your toes and keeping the center of the heel planted deeply down so you can feel that. This time slightly different. Hand to the chair, lifting up nicely. And so the arm goes up this time. And then hook the arm and get that revolving action. Hook the arm and get the revolving action. So it's a really nice extension again. Marishyasana 1, turning only. So get in that action. Okay, so ready for the other side. Extend the legs. Lifting up, dorsal spine in and bending now your right leg. So now again, it's that hand up that makes a difference. You've got to reach up with the side waist. Come on, a little bit more, I can see. Extending up, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. Then hooking the arm and extending. Draw the abdomen to the spine and get in this turning action. Okay, and then releasing and sitting in Dandasana. And just pause for a moment. Be sure that now you can hold on to the legs of the chair and move the dorsal spine in. So you don't want to lean back. You want to see that your back is upright and the dorsal spine is moving in. Be there. Okay, and then releasing. Okay, so we come into a standing position now. So what we're going to do is, first of all, have the chair handy and you're going to step your right leg forward. So let me just show you this action. So you want to see that your right leg is forward, your left leg is back. Now it's always a dodgy action this, because so much requires a broadness across the back spine. So what we tend to do is to lift the heel onto something. So this is very helpful. So when we're in this position, we're lifting up nicely, rolling the shoulders back and down, pushing back with the back thigh and hinging forward. Now you want to see that This is a bit more of a challenging action, so hold on to the top of the chair and pull on the chair so that you can pull this outer hip back. You want to get this outer hip moving back. So I'm reaching for the chair, I'm moving it away from me all the time so that I can get more action in this outer hip. Holding onto the chair in this way, drawing the abdomen to the spine and being in this position. Okay, and then releasing. Step your back foot to your front foot. Okay, and come up. Now you want to start the process again so you can walk back, taking now your left leg forward, right leg back. So again, might take a little time to engage. You want to be in the upright position first of all. Understand what it's like to balance in this position. Lift out of the pelvis so much and then hinging over into your fold. Holding on to the top of the chair. Holding on to the top of the chair. And see that you are extending in this way, lifting the abdomen so much, lifting the lower back. You've got to see that that extends. Breathe, soft inhalation, exhalation. Okay, and then releasing and bringing the leg back and standing in Tadasana. So it's a tricky action. Now this time I want to see if we can do the same action, but go a little bit lower. Get your bricks. So those of you who've got bricks, or get a couple of books, that encyclopedias work quite well with this. And we're going to come into this action. Now it's slightly different because we're not going to take our hands to the bricks to start with. Just have a look here. I've got my foot slightly to an angle at the back here. The back leg is pushing back. Now I'm just going to hold on. This is a balance thing now. I'm going to hold on to the forearm and pull back with that shoulder. So that's the preparation work. Chest is really nice and open. Lifting up through the center of the body, looking forward. Now with that open chest, you're going to hinge forward. Put your hands onto the bricks or the chair, depending on what you decide on. Now pull that outer hip back and see, as you pull that outer hip back, you move forward. Okay, and then again, we do the stepping forward and coming up. Okay, so this time we're coming back, doing the other side, taking your left leg forward, and remember, you're going to hold on to your left wrist like this. Yeah, your left wrist lifting up nicely. Get in that action, try and get your stability, be by a wall if you're a bit unstable, and pull on that wrist and lift up. Lift the chest, and then you extend forward. You can release the hands, extend forward, put your hands onto the chair or the bricks, draw the abdomen to the spine, and be there for a moment or two. Breathe, be there, keep the legs nice and straight, pull up the kneecaps and thighs, and then step forward again and extend up. Well done. Okay, so be in Tadasana, feet together, roll your shoulders back and down, keep the length through the center of the body. Okay, just be there for a few moments. Okay, so just watching the screen, be in your Tadasana, take your hands into a prayer position and see, can you take the hands behind the neck like this? So they're just, the forearms, the inner side of the wrist is just resting on the skull and lifting up through the center of the body. So you've got to see that you just rest into this action. Try and get some breadth and broadness across that back body. Really a key action. Okay, and then release. All right, so next bit now. Now we may need to have this chair back. So I would start off with the chair personally, you know, when you're being introduced to these twisting actions. So just have a look at this now. So forward facing again, hinging back, keep that back leg really straight like we practiced in dog pose. Now this time you're going to see that the hand goes to the side. So you want to line up the palm and the foot and pull back this outer hip, and at the same time get in this twisting action. Get in the twisting action. So a little bit more challenging now. Okay, and then release it. All right, stepping that back foot in, coming up. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side now. So see that the back foot is at an angle, front leg forward, extending up firstly, coming forward, keeping this front leg straight, pushing back with the back leg, hands to the seat. Hands to the side of the seat, and get this pulling back of the outer hip. And getting this turning action. Okay, and then releasing. So it's quite a strong action. And then bringing the feet together, coming up. All right, so we're going to discard this for a moment. I'm going to take the bricks here. Now just have a look here. So what we're going to do is to take the right leg forward and come back to the forward action again. So lifting up, extending forward, taking the hands down onto the bricks. Now watch, I'm going to keep the left hand onto the brick. So the brick where the front foot is, I'm not going to have a hand. Now when I come into this turning action, I put my hands on the hip here, pull back with this outer leg and get this turning action. So you want to see, can you pull back with that outer hip, outer leg? So it's quite a strong action. Draw the abdomen to the spine. And then releasing. All right, stepping the front leg forward, coming up again. So we're getting quite used to these forward actions. Okay, so we step back, back leg, and then same thing. What you want to do, I'm going to need to change my leg actually. So need to extend forward, lifting up nicely, pulling up through the center of the body, and now extending forward. And you take both hands onto the bricks, pull up with that outer hip, and then see that you're going to keep your hand on the right side here and get that turn. Get that turn. So it takes time. Okay, step that back leg. All right, so last time, but be sure you're looking at the screen this time because it changes again. So we're going to take that back leg back, front leg forward in this way. Lifting up nicely, hinging forward, taking hold of your supports. If this is too low, then you can put a couple of foam pads underneath there and extending. Now this time we're going to see if we can transfer the hand onto the brick and come into this action. Oh my goodness me, it's slightly different again, and get that turn. Now those of you opening the shoulder can take the arm up. Now that may be a step too far for some of you, but see if you can take that arm up nicely. And then releasing, taking the hands down onto the bricks, pulling up through the center of the body. Step forward. Okay, last time, other side. So now, taking the back foot back onto the support here, and see. Front leg forward, extending nicely. Just take a pause for a moment, just be in this front facing position, lifting the sternum chest, seeing that you lengthen the tailbone. The front legs are really working very, very strongly, pulling up. So the front thighs have got to lift up into the roots, and then hinge forward. Be in this position, lifting up. Pull up the kneecaps and thighs. Okay, so now we see, can you extend, taking the hand? If you need to keep the hand where it was, fine, no problem. Now get that turn in action. Get that turn in action, roll that top shoulder back and down. Then see, can you extend the arm up? Now the arm up may be the step too far, so don't worry about that. You can keep it on your top hip. That's absolutely fine, no problem at all. Okay, so once you're done, stand back in Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back and down. Let the shoulders release down completely. Okay, and just take a few breaths. So quite a lot of hard work there. Take the weight right back into the heels, lifting up through the center of the body, and just soften the facial features and be mindful of your breath. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. Okay, and then releasing. Well done. Okay, so our next pose is to take the legs nice and wide. Now, if you find forward bending a real struggle, then you put your hands on a chair seat and take the legs wider. But otherwise, we're going to take the hands onto the bricks. So take those feet nice and wide in this position. Roll your shoulders back and down, lift the sternum chest up. Soft inhalation and exhalation. Keep that lift through the center of the body. So see that those inner thighs are moving to the outer thighs. So if there's no movement there, you've got to press down into those outer foot bones. Come forward with a concave spine in this way. Then extend your hands onto your bricks. Keep your spine absolutely straight and strong. Then lifting up through the legs, turn the bricks if you can. Put your hands onto a chair if this is a step too far. Flatten your palms. Now those of you can, take your hands to the floor. Fingertips first and then flatten the palms. Be there. So see if you can pull up those inner legs. So the inner legs, it's like they've got an inner tube. You've got to see they lift right up into the roots of the thighs. Okay, well done. Now if you need to swivel your feet in a little bit, then you can. And then jump the legs together if you can, or swivel all the way so that you come into this pose. So stand with your feet together, roll your shoulders back and down and lift your sternum chest up. Okay, and just take a couple of deeper, longer inhalations.